Hello, hello, and welcome once again to Action Theater. Today's extra dose is 1987's John Carpenter's The Prince of Darkness. This will be a treat for those of you who have not seen this. This is in the Carpenter what were they call Apocalypse trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you like to read the synopsis deleted?
All right. Well, the synopsis for Prince of Space. It is a Japanese superhero movie. Oh, wait. Oh, Prince of Darkness. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez. All right. Prince of Darkness. The second film in John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy, the other two being The Thing and In the Mouth of Madness. From 1987, the synopsis reads as follows. Poking around in a church cellar, a priest, played by Donald Pleasance, finds an otherworldly vial filled with slime. Frightened, he brings his discovery to a circle of top scholars and scientists who eventually learn that the strange liquid is the essence of Satan. Slime then begins to, seep out, turning some of the academics into zombified killers. As the possessed battle the survivors, one of the students is infected by a large quantity of liquid and becomes Satan personified. Yeah. All right. So, Princess of Darkness, I guess. No. Even then. No. No. All right. So, we have a cast here that includes, of course, Carpenter mainstay, Donald Pleasance. We also have Jameson Parker, Lisa Blunt, Dennis Dunn, Victor Wong, Susan Blanchard, and of course Alice Cooper. That's a very memorable, small yet very memorable role in the film. So we'll be pointing some other folks out as the movie progresses. All right. It is rated R. The runtime is 1 hour and 42 minutes. Hello, words and pictures.
Good one, words. Good to see you, words and pictures.
And hello as well to Andrea Black, channel member, and also another channel member, the voice of Northern Oklahoma, Curtis Selby.
Yes.
All right. Please don't forget to hit the like, share out the stream, let everybody know that we're on. And as usual, due to copyright constraints in the United States, we can't show this movie live as much as we would like to. You can, however, join us over on Cosme if you're watching live. The link is at the top of both chats. The film is also available on physical media, and which we highly advise that you go out and get it. Also, the film is available on Fandango at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure probably Shudder or Amazon or somebody like that will likely have it. Probably Tubi as well. So the movie's out there. It's available. So if you're coming on this broadcast after the fact, that is where you can find, and then you can sync up along with us and enjoy the broadcast. What we do here is essentially a DVD commentary, a fan DVD commentary.
Yeah.
That's basically what we do. And we're both fans of this movie. Been wanting to do it for a while, and now
Yeah.
the the opportunity has arrived. So
Yeah.
here we are, and hope that you enjoy the show. And of course, stay after the film for our dive into the trivia surrounding the film and some interesting facts. And we'll be dropping some things along the way during the film.
Hmm.
So okay.
All right. Well, let's go. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, go.
The Universal Studios logo. And of course, the old school, for that time anyway, logo.
Yeah.
It's changed a few times. Alive Films presents a Larry Franco production. The moon! No.
It's a full moon.
Yeah.
He's got a little box on top of his chest.
He has the box.
He's got a
John
little box.
Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
What's in the box?
And the film has like two main locations. We have the church where the bulk of the action is going to take place, and of course the college campus that we're seeing here. Jameson Parker, probably best known for the Simon and Simon television series from the 80s with Gerald McRaney, where they played brothers who are detectives. One's a little bit country, the other's a little bit rock and roll. And
Yeah.
long running series time. And of course, here the elderly priest who's kind of the guardian of all the secrets. He has passed away.
She just
Brotherhood
told.
of Sleep.
It was just telling him he had a appointment with the eminence, which is a higher ranking priest.
Yeah.
Or cardinal.
Of course, here's a familiar face to John Carpenter fans. Victor Wong,
Yeah.
who, of course, was Egg Shen in Big Trouble in Little China. And he was also in the original Tremors.
Yep.
And our first inkling that things are not quite right on the home front. We have the insects acting up, which we're going to see a lot more of. And of course, we have this eclipse situation happening as well. Which is the and there are some people who say that they feel this opening is slow. I disagree. You need all of this information.
Yeah.
And I think it's told pretty in the usual sort of Carpenter efficient manner. It just seems longer because the credits are over it. But for example, yeah. But yeah, you're not
What
missing
was in
anything.
the box? A giant key to something.
Key, yes.
This guy was also in Big
And yeah,
Trouble Little China.
Dennis Dunn. Um, and was also well known at the time for the Midnight Caller television series with Gary Cole. Lisa Blunt, of course, who you've seen recently in Blind Fury. And here's St. Goddard's, the abandoned church. Where, like I said, the bulk of the action is going to take place, and also the very creepy future video stuff we're going to be seeing later on.
So it's a key to a secret room within the church. Looks like a big steel door.
Music, of course, as usual, by John Carpenter, Alan Howarth. Get a bit of our romance subplot.
Carpenter was very talented. The ability to compose music like this—that's really cool. Another way to save money on your mainstream movies.
Yes. He's thinking he's missed his chance. Oldest college students of all time.
As some could say, they're graduate students. They've already had 4 years. They're
Yeah.
doing another 4.
Graduate students, academics, it's these people just seem to be perpetually in class, no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to class. Why? And see, and you get that whole backstory just in this one seemingly throwaway line of dialogue, right?
Yeah.
That's what Carpenter was always good at. Yeah, I'll sneak up on him like that. Jeez. Oh. I found the Puma Man. Oh, sorry. I like how he always has that perpetual look of, what you talking about, Willis?
Yeah.
It's a Precambrian life form. Yeah, but where's it from? All right.
There were ants. The shot they just showed were ants on the outside window.
As Game of Thrones fans would say, winter is coming. And in this case, winter comes in the form of a big, scary demon who wants to take over the world. Will our plucky band of graduate students save the world?
Brotherhood of Sleep.
Mm-hmm. No, as we go on, you'll realize there are a lot of things that the Vatican says they don't know.
Yeah. Who lit all these candles, I wonder?
Well,
They're just all there and they're all lit.
You can kind of assume maybe the other priest did it before he passed. Well,
This vial is the size of a big fish tank.
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Then it's done having solved the problem that Jameson Parker has not, which is to actually open his mouth and speak to the woman. Look, the worst that can happen is she'll say no and you move on. Okay, guys? It's not hard. It's not rocket science.
You know what's funny? I think I had a shirt exactly like what he's wearing, but that I wore in the '80s, but like I got from like a clothing store called Miller's Outpost. It was very hip menswear and another hip clothing of the time. Sleep with him, get an A.
Hey.
Theoretical physics. That sounds boring.
Probably a reference to Nigel Neal. Oh, but wait, there's more. Why are you looking at me? Hello to Emoji Queen, Lady Mist.
Hello, Lady Mist. See ya.
Usarn G. Yes, join us. The Cosme link is at the top of the chat.
Yeah, we were
1987.
Our timestamp is 21:14. 21:14 in the minute.
Imagine finding you here.
That's a nice cup of coffee.
Over.
His evil scheme worked. The pending eclipse.
Yeah, didn't think so.
And here we have the man of darkness, Sir Alice Cooper. He's look He's he's looking very pale for a hobo. Hey, you have an audience. They have arrived at the church and they all have an audience.
Another Carpenter mainstay, Peter Jason. Tom Bray, who was in another 80s television series, Riptide. Yeah. Well, neither is that.
This thing that shall be unleashed. Ooh, ominous.
Mr. Pleasance's limo drops him off on the set. Don't do that, Radar.
What is she creepy? Is she smelling him? Oh my gosh. That ain't oh oh what is that? Nasty concoction of bugs and dirt. Abominations of earth. What?
Which I'm sad to say is us.
Oh.
Maggot.
Earthworms at the window. They can't wait to feast on some flesh.
The Steep Star 6 prequel is weird.
Oh, thinking like that will get you killed, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. About that. And of course, the number of our zombified homeless people is starting to multiply.
What a weird snacker. 2 apples and double stuffed Oreos. Maybe you shouldn't be leaving. Maybe you should stay at the church. Yeah, I think I'd be either leaving really fast or going back the heck in the church. What do you guys think? It's a pigeon crucified. They crucified a pigeon. I got this half a bike here. Well, he really stuck it to him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Whatever you do, keep your mouth closed. Keep your mouth shut. Oh, oops, oops. No, she'd rather stay in the swirling vortex of green ooze. Isn't that how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Who would not be running the other direction right now? Damn it, I told you to keep your mouth shut. You just didn't listen.
They're just cautious.
Oh, some. Oh, there. The homeless are going restless outside. Our current timestamp is 51 minutes and 28.9 seconds. She got bugs crawling all over her. Ugh. And for you, Mister Doubty Doubter, that poor guy, he got it worst. Damn, she cut off his hand. $199. Strange thing lurking in the dark. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, Hey, how did you know I was dreaming? And how do you know this thing? Damn it!
Susan, radiologist, without her glasses.
Excuse me
She's
while
not
I
really into
vomit.
this.
Excuse me while I vomit into your mouth.
Is that all you think about? Yes. Why do you ask?
Wait, she broke his neck, and yet this stuff's dripping into his mouth. She's got the unholy mark.
You notice how that's everybody's go-to.
Yeah. That's what you do. Put your clothes on.
My God. Ah! Oh, sorry. This is colder. 45.
She's just typing away. Lisa's not here anymore. Oh, she's typing "I live" over and over and over again. Wow. Well, I can see her live. You're troubled. You will not be saved. We're all doomed. Uh-oh. Here comes the other scary one.
Oh, you think?
It's every man's fantasy. Two girls for
Well,
everyone.
not like this though. And our devout man is now a bitch of the devil.
Oh, them nasty tachyons. Maybe you could go to the land of the lost with all them tachyons.
Ah, okay. So this is a Tenet prequel. Who knew? That means the messenger was Robert Pattinson. uh, you see the shit he gets himself into when Gerald McRaney is not here. And we are scientists. Like, oh, jeez. Oh no. Does this mean we're going to have to trust the science? That age-old question of science versus faith.
They're moving this strange vial of ooze. Hey, Wyndham's back.
How the hell did you get down there? Okay.
Why does your voice sound all distorted? Ew, bugs.
What could possibly go? Oh
Oh,
shit!
his head rolls right off, and the bug is throwing his arm falling off. Wait, where does his body go? And it just the bugs are eating him alive.
Hey,
Uh,
I don't want to cause any undue alarm with anyone, but I think there might be a problem with Wyndham.
There's a problem with this guy.
Wait a second. Of course, they have divided to the room where Kelly was sleeping. Oh, I just realized I should not have been in that Puma Man movie. I was in The Great Escape, for Pete's sake. What am I doing with my career?
Why aren't the lights working in this room? Damn it. Note if you see a ooze on the ceiling like a lake on the ground, you should probably exit that room immediately. That's just a personal observation. Okay, now this fluid's going into her mouth and her eye socket. Yeah, I don't think I'd be sticking around. Yeah, ooh. You got that right, Andrea Black. Oh, heck no, yes. Or it's been said, oh, hell no. Damn it, keep your mouth shut. Oh. The dead are walking. The eclipse is happening. Oh, I think the darkness impregnated her or something. She's got something desperately wrong with her belly, or so, I don't know what it is.
I would like to read a brief statement.
Okay.
Here lies Balin, son of Fundin, Lord of Moria. They have taken the bridge in the second hall. We hold the chamber, but hope is fading now. The pull is up to the wall at West Gate. We cannot get out. The end comes soon. We hear drums in the deep. They are coming. Anyway, just anyway. Hey guys, is Kelly supposed to be pregnant?
I'm in the closet. I've been in the closet.
Something he
Most
never
of the
thought he'd
week.
hear himself say.
Yeah, you do that. Hang in the closet.
Oh, crap. I think we can make it. What? Sorry. Oh, right.
Our timestamp's 1 hour, 18 minutes, 45 seconds. Hey, where'd that big bump go in her belly go?
Dad jokes,
What?
ladies and gentlemen, dad jokes. I'm losing my touch.
Yeah, nobody laughed at my jokes anyway.
Senior Brian's electrical systems.
Did he say one year 10199 or
It's supposed 1999, but they always cut off the last 9. And you haven't run out the door yet.
she's got some skin disease, really bad. And you didn't say anything? How dare you? Yeah. Well, you are in a closet, just not a water closet. Pretend it is a water closet. She smiled at him. Her face looks like a pepperoni pizza. That's a good one, words. What you mean, father? What?
It is a void.
Hey, it's a Stargate.
What? I got him. No, don't worry. That didn't hurt. Oh crap!
Hey, she grew her arm back. Will she go back ahead? Oh, that's just creepy.
Well, lady, save your boyfriend or save the world.
Close the door. It was like a porthole.
And then there were 4. And the homeless people no longer possessed. And the first responders show up. And how are we going to explain this one to the police? Crowd applauds as he's helped off the movie. Dude, it took me the whole first 20 minutes of the movie to talk to her. $1999. But instead of the demonic presence,
So, just what did that dream mean? Don't even try it.
but let's be honest, who didn't after first seeing this movie?
Yeah. And that is the Prince of Darkness.
All right. Shall I consult the scrolls?
Yes, consult the scrolls.
All right. Prince of Darkness was released October 23rd, 1987. Estimated budget of $3 million, going on to gross for over $14 million worldwide. Was nominated at the Saturn Awards for Best Musical Score, winning the Critics Award and being nominated for the Grand Prize at the Avoraz Fantastic Film Festival. May have mispronounced that, but okay. Let's see. Scrolling down. Was filmed between May 18th, 1987 and June 25th, 1987. Filming locations included Long Beach, California, for the studio scenes with the canister in the basement. 2646 Menlo Avenue, Los Angeles, which doubled for Brian's house. The University of Southern California. Mission Hills, Los Angeles. Mission San Fernando Rey 15151, San Fernando Mission Boulevard, Mission Hills, Los Angeles. For the church. Science Hall, Lecture Hall 163, 3651 Truesdale Parkway, University of Southern California, for the lecture hall. The Town and Gown Faculty Center, 665 Exposition Boulevard, University of Southern California, for Byrack's Lab. In the LA Art Corps, 120 Judge John Also Street in Los Angeles. All right, on to the trivia. Screenwriter John Carpenter is credited as Martin Quatermass. The pseudonym is an homage to Professor Bernard Quatermass, the lead character in the Quatermass Experiment, and several subsequent TV series and film versions. In the original press notes, he was described as, quote, the brother of Professor Bernard Quatermass, head of the British rocket program, and a further nod to Carpenter's influences. The character Wyndham is named after science fiction author John Wyndham, and Anne Howard's character is named after the star of The Wasp Woman, Susan Cabot. Jameson Parker still had a leg injury he picked up while making the TV series Simon and Simon, and would sometimes need to rest in his trailer because of the pain. At around 25 minutes, Dr. Leahy introduces himself to Dr. Byrack. Peter Jason wasn't expecting Victor Wong to walk away in the middle of the scene. Jason's subsequent confused appearance and awkwardness is natural and unscripted. This is the second film in what Carpenter calls his Apocalypse trilogy. The other two are The Thing and In the Mouth of Madness. Peter Jason hurt his shoulder in the scene where he and Jameson Parker try to break the front doors of the church down to escape. He claims that the pain still flares up to this day. The film was shot just over 30 days. Alice Cooper used the bike impalement trick in his stage shows prior to this movie. The bike he uses was his own personal prop.
Hmm.
When Brian
Another way they save money.
Yes. Yeah. When Brian and Catherine are in bed in the morning, Brian says to her, "Who was he, the one that gave you such a high opinion of men?" This is a fairly well-known quote, among others, from To Have and Have Not. Only the sexes were reversed here. The original has Lauren Bacall saying, "Who is the girl, Steve?" To which Humphrey Bogart replies, "Who is what girl?" And she responds with, "The one who left you with such a high opinion of women." The audio of the broadcasts that Brian receives in his dreams was sampled by Marilyn Manson in the song Down in the Park, originally performed by Gary Newman. It's also sampled on DJ Shadow's album Introducing. While Dennis Dunn and Victor Wong worked together with John Carpenter on Big Trouble in Little China, Donald Pleasance worked with Carpenter on Halloween and Escape from New York. It was the first time Peter Jason worked with Carpenter and would later work together on They Live, In the Mouth of Madness, Village of the Damned, Escape from L.A., and Ghost of Mars. The first time that Gary B. Kibbe worked as director of photography for Carpenter. Since then, they had worked together on every movie except Memoirs of an Invisible Man and The Ward. John Carpenter's first film that he made independently since Escape from New York, not only because of the box office failure of his previous film, Big Trouble in Little China, but also his frustration with working with the studios. Although the film wasn't Carpenter's first screenplay that he wrote since Escape from New York, it was the first film since Escape that he directed, but credited himself as Martin Quatermass, a similar thing he did on They Live, but under the name Frank Armitage. The first of two films that John Carpenter made with Alive Films, the second was They Live. The parts played by Donald Pleasance, Victor Wong, and Dennis Dunn were written specifically for them by Carpenter due to his enjoyable prior collaborations with them. Several scenes were shot at the University of Southern California, which John Carpenter attended as a film student. Peter Jason came up with the idea for the mouth trumpet routine. The reoccurring dream was shot on video and filmed off of a television screen. Mercury was used for the reaching through the mirror shots. Jameson Parker came up with the idea for the card trick. John Carpenter claims to have been fascinated with religion ever since watching old Hammer horror films and how holy water would destroy vampires. Carpenter mentions the film died a swift death in theaters, but found life, like many of his films, on video. Alice Cooper states he was directed to act emotionless and brain dead by Carpenter. The street people were soulless. Cooper originally asked Carpenter if he could come to the set just to watch a special effect due to Carpenter's manager also producing the film. Carpenter eventually decided to offer Cooper a role as the leader of the anti-God worshipping street people. Ironically, Cooper is a born-again Christian. Carpenter states he set out to make a film that was atmospheric and dreadful. At the same time, he was noticing a lot of derivative horror films and wanted to try something new involving quantum mechanics and religion. Genesis of the project came from Deborah Hill describing a dream she had of a vague, dark figure exiting a church, which filled her with dread. Carpenter developed the story around this idea in hopes of recreating the fear Hill really felt. On the audio commentary of the DVD, John Carpenter and Peter Jason talk about the scary masks that were already prepared for the movie and were unfortunately destroyed in a fire while filming.
Oh.
Although the fictional St. Goddard's appears to be in a fairly remote neighborhood of the city, in reality, the church where the exteriors were filmed, 120 Judge John Iso Street, is only 2 blocks from Los Angeles City Hall. Jason had suggested having the 7 people who return as zombies represent the 7 deadly sins, but Carpenter nixed it as it would have required too many rewrites. Sorry. And I cannot do R's and W's close together. Never could, folks. Sorry. The film was budgeted at $3 million and shot in 30 days and was Carpenter's, quote, return to horror after Starman and Big Trouble in Little China. Peter Jason recalled being given the script by Carpenter and asked what he'd like to do with the character. He was thrown by the director's question. He said, "Well, you're an actor, aren't you?" explained Carpenter. So What did you come back? Sorry. So what did you come back and do for me? Jason went and got some tips from his friend David Warner, including the idea of returning from the dead and being in great pain. Carpenter refers to the priest who dies during the opening credits as a sentinel type guy, in a nod to the Sentinel. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of the same movie in a way too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sentinel's a weird one, though. I'm not. It's. I've seen it. It's kind of edited together by like a pack of monkeys on cocaine. But and I'm still wondering if they really needed Christopher Walken's character in that movie. But hey, it's Christopher Walken. Why not? I'm going to read this next one as Walken. Something I got to do. I'm weird that way. The opening university scenes were filmed at Carpenter's alma mater, University of Southern California, which he says, and I quote, "I spent many happy years at SC as a film student. I learned everything about how to make movies there." And I'm going to stop with my Walken impression. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
He's weird that way. Got to forgive him. All right. Okay. This was Gary B. Kibbe's first film as director of photography, and he would go on to shoot 7 more Carpenter films, 8 if you count Blood River, a TV Western written but not directed by Carpenter. On the commentary, when Martin Quatermass's name appears on screen, pseudonym for Carpenter himself jokingly points out that he's, quote, "a personal friend of mine, a fine, fine man." Peter Jason asked, "What is he working on now?" To which Carpenter replies, "I think he retired. I heard he's an alcoholic. He's writing, but nobody wants to read what he writes." Carpenter's love of science led to the story idea involving quantum mechanics and the crossroads of science and religion. He became fascinated with quantum uncertainty after reading several books on this subject, but he ultimately felt it was impossible to explain. It was all mumbo jumbo anyway, and it was just a horror movie, he said. Peter Jason suggested that the script touched on just enough of it to catch and hold viewers' interest. The church basement is actually in a big rundown building in Long Beach that used to be a popular ballroom. It was falling apart during production, and the cast and crew had to sign waivers stating that they wouldn't sue if anyone was injured. Watch your step. Watch out for falling rocks. Stuff like that. Demon possession. We're not liable if you actually get possessed. It's in your contract. Moving on. All right. Just kidding, guys. All right. John Carpenter and Alan Howarth completed the score in 4 to 5 weeks. "All my scores are basically improvised," he says. He watches the scenes on a TV set and creates the themes on the spot using a 24-track recorder linked into the film to layer in sounds. There's 2 kinds of scoring in movies. One is a kind of underscore minimalist idea, and one is Mickey Mousing. The latter made famous by Max Steiner, Casablanca, and Gone with the Wind. For instance, in King Kong, every step that King Kong made is scored boom, 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 etc. Every emotion is scored. That's Mickey Mousing. Carpenter's opinion of the style in general is, quote, "everything is scored so heavily that you haven't got a chance to miss anything." He also adds that John Williams is the biggest and most famous Mickey Mouser of all. All right, let me scroll down. Peter Jason's first feature was Howard Hawks' last, Rio Lobo. He got to die in John Wayne's arms. Carpenter had seen the film at a preview in a longer version than what was ultimately released, and he recalls Jason's death scene lasting longer. It was the literal replay of the death scene in Only Angels Have Wings. Donald Pleasance wasn't keen on driving and got lost once coming to the set, which caused him to be late on his first day. That incident led to having other people drive him around. I got to take him back home to the Chateau Marmont one day, says Peter Jason, and I'm telling you, it was the most fun I ever had. He was scared to death the whole way. John Carpenter first met Alice Cooper at WrestleMania, and the performer shared his desire to be in a horror film. Carpenter said, okay, but only if he could use Cooper's impaling gag from his onstage shows. At around 51 minutes, the insert shot of the bag lady raising the knife in the air while running was accomplished by having the performer stand in one spot while a truck loaded with bricks rose past in the background. The only time Peter Jason recalls seeing Carpenter, quote, lose it was the day they shot the group scene of everyone at the church shortly before everything goes to hell. You got disappointed with one person. I won't say who it is, but that person couldn't get their line right. Every movie I've ever done with you, I've never seen you lose your cool, but you were so upset with this one person. The card trick was Jameson Parker's idea. See, I use the actor's idea when they bring me good ones, says Carpenter. Come up with something good, I'll use it. According to the film's commentary track, Peter Jason hurt his shoulder at the 67-minute, 46-second mark, and he still complains about the pain to this day. That, says an incredulous Press Carpenter, as the scene plays. The bruise symbol that appears on Kelly's right arm close to the wrist, a four-arm star with a hook pointing to the left to replace lower arm, was called eponymous. It is the symbol of Kronos, Saturn, which is also very similar to the Greek symbol for chaos. The mirror gag was accomplished in part by using mercury. They drained the poisonous material from the on-set hydraulic dollies and cranes and used it for the bit where the character dips her fingers and hand into the reflective pool. They returned the mercury back into the machinery afterward. Due to mercury being highly toxic, the arm is a prosthetic, explaining why the character's watch doesn't fit. The reverse of the shot, the character's fingers poking into the darkness, was shot inside of a covered swimming pool. Lisa Blunt was scared to shoot the scene where she and Susan Blanchard dive into the dark water. It was very dark, and she was uncertain about holding her breath for this shot of her reaching towards the surface. Carpenter has since apologized to her. It's one of many. It's one of my most controlled films visually, says Carpenter. Every shot I can see, every shot is basically set to a purpose. Where in some films I will let things go. I will let it be more loose. I'll let actors improvise. Every shot in here is specifically designed to communicate something. Credits the budget with forcing him to be more precise. During the filming of the scene where Donald Pleasance delivers the "You dreamed about the front of this church" speech, Peter Jason said that when they were shooting the reverse angles, Pleasance was delivering his dialogue off camera whilst pulling the most hilarious faces. The other actors were concentrating so hard because they were trying their best not to laugh. Jason said that Pleasance was the funniest man who ever lived. Victor Wong's character, Byrak, is most likely a nod to the real-life physicist mathematician Paul Dirac, who, among other things, predicted antimatter and also contributed in quantum mechanics, topics which are the source of the material for the film. Director cameo. John Carpenter is the voice of the scientist sending the signals back from the future.
Hmm.
Uh,
Cool.
the unnamed priest, played by Donald Pleasance, is called Father Loomis in the closed captions. I didn't notice that. Okay. Prince of Darkness was banned by the South African Apartheid Censor Board. Golly gee, guys, I don't understand why. They killed off all the black guys for you. Pricks.
Isn't
Anyway,
that racist? Oh.
yeah, just a bit. All right. John Carpenter claims the most difficult effect was the claw coming out of the mirror. They drained mercury from a crane to create the effect of a polished silver liquid. Alice Cooper believes the film is ripe for a sequel, claiming he wants to see more than just the anti-god's hand, but the whole thing. When Etchinson is cornered in the alley by the homeless people, he is listening to Prince of Darkness by Alice Cooper on his headphones, just as he's about to be killed by the character played by Cooper. At around 10 minutes, apparently unconnected with the events of the movie, Brian watches a news bulletin on TV about the discovery of a new supernova dating back to the Precambrian era, 4600 to 451 million years BC. The light of which is finally arriving at planet Earth. It coincides with Satan's appearance, implying that the arrival of the supernova's light marks the time for his return as a living being after spending 7 million years inside a glass cylinder as a green liquid, possessing the chosen one, aka Kelly, for his return. At around 1 hour, 2 minutes, talking about the recurring dream that the main characters have, Brian comments on tachyons. In physics, a tachyon, from the Greek word tachyon ion, means fast and going, is a theoretical subatomic particle that is capable of moving faster than light. Since nothing is known to be capable of moving faster than light, tachyons would move back in time and thus be used to send a message from one time to the previous one in order to warn others about a determined event. At around 1 hour 32 minutes, when Kelly, possessed by Satan, tries to free the anti-god from the other side of the great mirror, she uses her left hand to take the anti-god's hand and pull him across the mirror. In Christianity, the left side is associated with evil. In the book of Matthew, referring to the last day of judgment, it is written, he shall separate all nations one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye be blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared from you from the foundation of the world. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into the everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. Goats are commonly related to Satan as another symbol of evil. When at around 1 hour and 38 minutes, Brian closes to a mirror, he also approaches the left hand to touch it. Yeah, and let me tell you something else about that. Being someone who is left-handed and spending your formative years at a religious school, not fun. Because they tried to tell me there was something wrong with me. And one teacher actually wrote down on a report card of mine one time, says, Stephen still continues to write with his stupid hand. That actually wrote that down.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Body count 11. Father Carlton, Etchiton, Susan, Mullins, Wyndham, Lisa, Calder, Dr. Leahy, Lomax, Kelly, and Catherine.
Wyndham got it the worst. He got
Yeah. Yeah.
the secondary was that bicycle dude, the geek with the glasses. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Are there skulls? Is there more skulls?
There's well, yeah, there's a few more.
Okay.
Okay. At around 39 minutes, the main plot of the movie, established by Lisa after she reads her translation of the Brotherhood of Sleep book, is loosely inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's works within his Cthulhu mythos. In these works, a race of evil ancient gods called Outer Gods, anti-god in the movie, ruled Earth millions of years ago until they were exiled by another race. The Outer Gods are waiting for their return when the stars are rightly aligned to conquer Earth again and enslave the human race. As in the movie, the Outer Gods can influence some human beings, making them worshippers or followers, aka all of the homeless in the movie, while there are also cults hidden to the public eye, the Brotherhood of Sleep, working secretly to prevent the Outer Gods from returning and attempting to reinstate their former dominions. John Carpenter filmed 2 other novels inspired by Lovecraft's work, The Thing and In the Mouth of Madness, which he calls his Apocalypse trilogy. At around 44 minutes, Walter is seen eating an apple. In the Holy Bible, a fruit is the symbol of forbidden knowledge. Eating a fruit from a forbidden tree forced the expulsion of Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden after the two had been warned not to touch it. This fruit is symbolically portrayed as an apple. Upon the Latin word malus, which means either apple or evil, depending on pronunciation. All right. Robert Grasmere's character is Frank Warren. The name is a composite of 2 celebrated writers: Frank Herbert, creator of the Dune franchise, and John Wyndham, author of The Witch Cuckoo, amongst others. Oddly enough, John Carpenter directed Village of the Damned years later, based on Wyndham's novel and a remake of the original Village of the Damned. All right. At around 39 minutes, according to Lisa's translation, the glass cylinder was buried in the Middle East some million years ago by Father Satan, the anti-god, a god that ruled planet Earth. He was exiled by the human race, although before that, he sealed his own son, Satan, waiting for the right time to come back. Following the same translation, Jesus Christ was an extraterrestrial of human shape who came from another world to protect the human race from the anti-god, gaining power between the humans to fight Father Satan and hide the glass cylinder that imprisoned Satan, until the time when the human race possessed a level of technology advanced enough to defeat him. Around 33 minutes, aboard Walter is seen watching a cartoon on TV. This cartoon is a Tom and Jerry short where Tom dies pursuing Jerry. He goes to heaven but is prevented from entering because of all the wrongs he's done to Jerry. In order to get to heaven, Tom has to obtain a letter of forgiveness signed by Jerry within 1 hour. If he fails, he will go to hell. At around 31 minutes, Catherine and Mullins watch as the windows of the church are full of slugs and worms. These shots were filmed in reverse, as it can be seen that the slugs and worms slide up the window instead of down.
Yeah.
Each time that a character in the movie, either the priest, Byrak, Brian, etc., watches the skies, they see a crescent moon aligned with the sun. It is a nod to 2001: A Space Odyssey, where human ancestors watched a similar alignment between the crescent moon, the sun, and the monolith prior to being evolved by the monolith. Let's see. There's a few more here. At around 31 minutes, Brian tells Kelly and Walter that Catherine is working on differential equations written in the 2,000-year-old book belonging to the Brotherhood of Sleep, with Walter rejecting it since differential equations didn't exist 2,000 years ago. A differential equation relates to one or more functions and their derivatives, can be applied to represent physical quantities, and define a relationship between two rates of change, playing a prominent role in many disciplines, including engineering, physics, economics, and biology. Concept of differential equation was established by Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz and Isaac Newton in 1693. At around 1 hour 37 minutes, the dream shared by Brian Byrack and the rest of the characters is revealed to be a message from 1999, when Satan will return. The year 2000 has traditionally been associated with the coming of the Antichrist, and in this year, End of Days was released, a movie about Satan's return to Earth to establish an evil realm. At around the 1 hour mark, when Calder meets a possessed Lisa, she is seated behind a computer, repeatedly writing, "I live" on it. When he gets closer, Lisa writes, "You will not be saved by the Holy Ghost. You will not be saved by the god plutonium. In fact, you will not be saved." The Holy Ghost, also called the Holy Spirit, is a Christian character that is a figuration of the Spirit of God, usually represented by painters as a white dove, and considered the third element in the sacred Trinity formed by Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which symbolizes the possession of a soul, breath, and life, or power of life. Plutonium is a radioactive element, symbol Pu, with the atomic number 94 in the periodic table of elements, and is named after the Roman god Pluto, equivalent to the Greek god Hades, who rules the underworld or the land of the dead. At around 29 minutes, translating the Brotherhood of Sleep's book, Lisa writes on the computer, "Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations on earth." Babylon was the capital of Babylonia, belonging to the Chaldean Empire, and the kingdom of the ancient Mesopotamia in the 18th and 6th centuries BC. In the Holy Bible, Babylon was destroyed by God due to its inhabitants failing to corruption, idolatry, and pride. In addition to their attempt to reach God by raising the Tower of Babel, a giant building that was supposed to reach the heavens. Robert Grasmere kept the fake head used for his "I've got a message for you" scene. He stores it in a box in his closet because it unnerves even him to look at it for too long. All right. And here's the last one. The ending is featured in the trailer with a jump scare not included in the final film. When Brian touches the mirror, something jumps out of it and the title appears from the mirror. Some fans have wondered if the title covers some kind of creature attacking Brian that was cut from the film. If played in slow motion, a viewer can see that the object shattering the mirror is not a creature, but a ram with its end made up like the film title. And that's it.
The scrolls are closed?
The scrolls are closed.
Okay. Well, tune in to us. Action Theater returns Thursday, 1:30, 4:30 Eastern, for 2010's The Wolfman, starring Valencia de Taro and Anthony Hopkins. That is what's next. There will be some, possibly some karaoke later. Some football tomorrow. And that's about it. That's about what I got coming up. What about you, Deleted?
All right. Well, later on tonight, I am going to be joining Big Al Presents, Troy Pacelli and Netter's Network for a special. We're melding the groups who are on Films with Friends and Netter's Retro Cinema for a special presentation of The Mist, Stephen King's The Mist. So we're going to be watching and talking about that. That's going to start at, I believe, 10 o'clock. Also, if right after that, after I'm done there, Bill, if you're on, I'll be joining you for karaoke. If not, then okay, we'll be doing that next week, I guess. And let's see, tomorrow at 8 p.m. will be my program Unscripted, episode 126, in which I'm calling The Face of Evil. And if you have seen the thumbnail, you'll know who I mean and probably figure out why. But I'll be going more into it tomorrow night.
All right.
Then at approximately 11:15, give or take, might start a little bit later. Reserved Seats returns. Sin's Corner will be my guest for the show. We're going to be celebrating her 30,000 30,000K sub milestone, as well as what it means to be a film critic online these days, which can be a little tricky. And we're going to see how that Frankenstein movie turned out, because she got a screener and saw it ahead of time. So be talking to her about that, see how that turned out. All right. Monday, I am going to be joining Troy and Netter and hopefully Lester's Skeptic Tank Observations for Last Call Members Night at the Movies. And the poll for that is up right now. And right now it looks like Halloween is going to be the film. But we'll see. We'll see. That may change. Tuesday will be live from Sparkwood in 21, where Troy, Netter, Boomer, and myself are going to be watching the final 3 episodes of David Lynch's On the Air series. The episodes that did not air in the U.S. So very, very rare episodes, and we're going to watch them on Tuesday night.
Cool.
And of course, Thursday, Action Theater, The Wolf Man, as Bill said, the 2010 edition. And then, of course, join us right back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for the extra dose. And let me see, what movie was that going to be?
I believe Young Frankenstein.
Ah, well, good act. Okay. Young Frankenstein will be the film. And of course, don't forget coming attractions Thursday night, also at approximately 11:15. So join me there. All right. Well, that's what I've got.
All right. Well, we hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, night, everybody. Friends, Words and Pictures, Lady Mist, Connie Clearly. Let's see. Cinephile World Order.
Oh, cool. Didn't see you come in.
Unsum G. Curtis Shelby, the voice of Northern Oklahoma. Gamut 1987. Looks and Andrea Block, of course.
Mhm.
As I always say, always be excellent to one another. Party on, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right. And as I always say at the end of every show, from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy. Stay away from giant vials of green goo. You don't know where it's been. Because this is how we win.